Happy Monday, or Wednesday, day 2, maybe. Anyway, that's where we left off yesterday for the Treasure of the Isle stuff, but this is where we are today. So, we are 2 days, 14 hours, and 42 minutes into this playthrough. This is playthrough number 4 for me. First playthrough, of course, was as the Lich. Second playthrough was Azada and Gold Dragon, and then third was Demon, and now we're doing Angel Run. And we now have, we're at the point where we're actually considered an angel.
Gimpy is raising money for the National MS Society for the 10th year in a row here on Twitch. Walk MS 2023 in San Diego is April 22nd, but Mrs. Gimpy, Mickey, Rocket, and Gimpy will be doing private walks in April and May. They are walking 1 mile for every $1,000 raised. If you would like to help with a donation, please visit stompingoutms.org. Thank you.
Yep, thank you, and happy Wednesday on a Monday. Okay, so, cast of characters.
Keep your wits about you.
Gimpy the Crusader is our main character. He's a good Dwarven Crusader, which is a... We're exhausted. Oh, we need to rest. Holy crap. Anyway, Crusader, cleric archetype, focusing more on weapons and stuff. His weapon of choice is a greatsword. This lustrous blade is one he's been walking around with for a little while, not too long. Big thing on this one is it can blind people that he hits, right? Lands a hit, he can blind them for 1 round if they don't make their saving throw. So got that. He also has a pet bear, because he is, what is Gimpy stuff? I never remember what this is. It's the green faith. I know it's green something, but I always forget the faith part. So Gimpy is the green faith, which gets him, allows him to be the animal domain, which he did. He picked up Espresso as his pet bear, who is also playing the role of horse. Gimpy gets to ride on top of him, and they get to kill stuff together, because that's how it works. And then we have 4 companions and 1 mercenary. Our mercenary for this run is Veronica. She is a neutral good Dwarven blood kineticist. Primary role, of course, is to do damage, and she can do heal a little bit too. She helps out with that. She's also our main trickery person too. So she's fulfilling the rogue routes as far as opening door or opening chests, disarming traps, that kind of thing. That's her job. We really need to rest up. And then we have 4 companions. We have Sela, our human paladin. She is our tank. She also has Radiance, the magic sword that everybody's going to be talking about here and there, especially because we're Angel. And we'll let him go last. Then we have Rushalesh. Her main role in this group is to be damage dealing with the bow. And then we have Darren. He is Oracle. His main job is to buff, heal, do a little bit of damage there because we gave him a magic item to... be able to throw fire and stuff, that kind of stuff around. And then last but not least is our newest companion, who is Ulbrich. He's available through the last Sarkorians DLC, which introduces the shifters, and he is a shifter. He's actually a Sarkorian that fell asleep for like 100 years. I don't know how that happens, but he did. And he's a Griffin Heart shifter, which is actually a specific archetype just for him. Don't know why. But that's the way it is. I wouldn't mind having this one available for other classes or other characters, but they're not. So you have to just, if you want to play Griffin Heart Shifter, you have to have him in your party for the campaign stuff, and we definitely need to rest. Everyone's so tired. Anyway, so that's our cast of characters, and this is where we are in Pulura's Fall. We're doing stuff here. Loot over there. Oh, that's right. We don't want to go that direction yet. We actually do want to get rested up. We want to go back to the Shrine of Pulura and rest back there, I think. Because we want to get rid... I don't know how we got so tired. I think we came in here tired. That would be... Where did you see it, Veronica? I don't see it on the ground anywhere. Oh, there it is. So anyway, we're here in Pulura's Fall. This is actually a slight change in the storyline from what everybody else gets to experience. The Angel gets to do something a little differently.
They will break against our resolve.
Specifically, if you are not an angel, you basically can't get to Pulura's Fall until about Act 5. But being an angel, we have an opportunity to get to this a little bit earlier. So, and that's what we're doing. Okay, so Aru, you're going to do your little Ranger's Bond. That gives everybody in the group bonuses against the undead here because they are her. Are they? Are they her favorite? I know demons are, but is undead? Demon stuff. Oh, humans. So she is not. She doesn't really care about the undead. It's just demons of magic. These are not demons. Start shooting. Step away, just in case.
I will resist.
Oh yeah, we gave Aru some levels of rogue, so she can do a little bit more damage with sneak attacks. So, hey Greg, welcome back. I blame me too. I don't know what I'm blaming me for, but sure, why not? Bob, go chew on him, Bob. Bob, they're immune to your bites. Why? Because they're ghosts. They're incorporeal. From what I understand, they don't like fire, though. Just not hitting friends will be good. So a little bit of damage. Nothing special. Bismuth, you can stay back there. Veronica, have you get a little bit closer. Your burn's ready to go. Get that going. So, last that one or that one? Let's go for this one maybe. So Veronica, she's throwing around blood blasts, which is basically just water, but you know, whatever. Why they couldn't colorize it red, I don't know. Why it has to actually look like water, I don't know. It's very immersion breaking. But we're okay. Gimpy.
I'll just have to resort to brute force. So it comes to this.
Okay, Griffin Boy. I don't call him by his real name, I call him Griffin Boy. I think it's more appropriate. Oh, and all his buttons aren't here again. For some reason, his buttons don't stick. Okay, Seela. Stand there, let him come to us. Good miss.
Prepare yourself.
And she's not getting sneak attack damage because there's only Seela right next to it, so that's okay. Get him, Bob. Good job, Bob. Happy Wednesday. Every day is Wednesday. It's Pathfinder Day. There we go. Oh, and this is the sword we're looking for. We're doing quests for people inside of Pulura's Fall. What's going on here? Ragnar, stop. Ragnar is breathing heavily and his face is red with exertion. He's holding a two-handed sword, but the weapon is obviously too heavy for him. The tip of the sword wavers as he holds the blade in his trembling hands. Wait, I have to kill him myself. Ragnar takes up a fighting stance, but he has clearly had no training. He shifts his weight uncertainly and his knees are shaking. So you're responsible for this? Well, I had a hunch that he might rise again. Usually after death, the undead simply decompose, but I was told this corpse was just lying there like nothing happened, so I decided to try and fight him. I followed you, and well, here I am. Stay back, it's too dangerous. He lowers his sword, he looks bitterly disappointed. You sound like our guards. Fine, whatever you say. He wants to die, apparently.
Let's have some fun.
I'm kind of hoping this is a great sword that Gimpy can use. Because I've never done this stuff before, so I have no idea what this is.
Desna, guide my hand.
So we need a 20 to hit him. He is a level 18 barbarian, level 2 undead. So look at all the immune stuff he's immune to, because undead. Okay, Veronica, get a little closer.
We won't falter.
Big miss. Sela. You have the smiting of evil, right? Yes. What's her stuff turned on? We don't really care about the flaming sword, do we? Ah, the holy bond. Axiomatic. Keen. So more critting there. Disruption. My weapon consumes 2 points, blah blah blah. Bane of all undead. Any undead creature struck by
Hello
combat
everyone.
must succeed a will saving throw.
My name is Veronica and welcome to Gimpy's Twitch channel. If you are enjoying what you are watching, please click the follow button in the lower right corner of the video screen. That way you will be notified by Twitch when Gimpy goes live. You can also find Gimpy on YouTube where he posts previous episodes and highlights of the stream. Just scroll down under the video screen and click the YouTube button in the About section. Then click the subscribe button to follow. Also, please click the like buttons on his videos. You will feel better about yourself. That's it. Thanks.
You will feel better about yourself, so I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Happy Wednesday. Or Monday. Wherever. I didn't even look at this guy's armor class. Only 39. Only a 39. Okay, Bismuth, get up there and start doing whatever you do. Miss, usually. Think. Bob. We're hoping Bob gets a lucky trip, but... Darren, you have any good undead spells? Flame Strike. That does holy damage and fire. Okay, Fangs, Fire Snake. Crusader's Edge. This is only evil outsiders, so not undead. Poison. Magical Vestment. Arrow of Law. Now we can do protection from good evil, though. Get that going. So that'll protect us for a few rounds. Ow. Ow. Well, he's a murderer. Holy crap. He just annihilated Darren. Gimpy can do the Sword of Heaven. Animal shapes, that's not going to help us. Nature ally, that's not going to help. Cleansing Flames. Every enemy in radius deals holy damage for caster level. Allies are dealt 1 holy damage for caster level, but are automatically healed and from the ability score damage, blindness, confusion, all the other fun stuff. It tries to spell all diseases, poison, and curses on allies. That might be good. Greg. Total Warhammer 3 is getting a Lucra, a vampire, as a free LC Lord for Kislev and Empire, since she is an evil vampire and was close to the duo of Gortek and Felix. Oh yeah, I think I saw that somewhere earlier today. Cleansing Flames, though. I just killed Darren. So much for the Cleansing Flames, because that did nothing to him. But we got rid of all the fatigue and stuff from everybody. Cleansing Flames. Spells fatigue. Spells fatigue from there. He failed. He made a saving throw, so he didn't take any damage. Really? Well, that was kind of icky then.
You've made your choice.
Avril. Center your head, constant movement, range attacks, and critical multiplier of your bows becomes 19 to 20. Million stride. Concealment from creatures more than 5 feet away. Okay, Veronica, get away from there. Oh, I wonder if the mud... Nah, he's going to make all the saves. Yeah, try to hit him.
Strike with all your might.
She has a few books, too. Okay. I have no idea who the character is. Okay, Sela.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Somebody did not make their saving throw there. Hit 21 damage. Failed his saving throw. The disruption bond actually came through. I don't think I've ever had that actually land on somebody significant. So sometimes you know, he rolled a 2, so the dice was on my side for a change. Because if he rolled a 3, he would have made a saving throw. Woohoo! We got lucky. Very, very lucky. Look at all that stuff. So, cloak resistance 3. Gimpy's got a 2. Oh, he already got a 3. Darren should use a 3, I'm thinking, being the other healer in the group. Amulet of Innate Armor 3. That one. You've got the Mighty Fist 2. You got +2 to that. Sela. That's a 1, so we'll give you the 3 there. It's conflicting with what? It's not supposed to conflict with the Rings of Protection. It's bark skin. That's okay. Constitution 4. You have Might. Bear has physical form, dexterity, and constitution. You can't wear a belt unless we shape change them. Gimpy's got strength 4. Veronica, dexterity 4. He's wearing the constitution stuff because he gets squished a lot. Those extra hit points do not save his life. Ring of protection 3. He's got all his rings. Full plate 3. Let's see. So technically one better for armor class stuff. However, the attacker has to pass a reflex saving throw or suffer damage to strength. If the attacker passes the throw, they suffer piercing damage instead. So keep the carapace on her. Nobody else is wearing heavy armor except for maybe Gimpy. He's using like chainmail camaraderie. Oh, +2 damage against flying creature, which is basically his bear. So, then we can swear that. Okay, Rage of Ice, Great Sword. There we go. Greater Frost, Furious, Enhancement 1. Looks like to be well preserved. The inscription on its hilt reads Rage of Ice, so it does 2d8 of cold damage. It's a quest item. We'll hold on to it for now. Plus we want to see what it looks like. Nice big sword. It's only a +1, but Furious. What's Furious do? I forget what Furious does. Furious weapon serves as a focus, blah blah blah. When the wielder is raging or under the effect of a rage spell, the weapon's enhancement bonus is 2 better than normal, so it'd be +3. So now we have to figure out a way of getting Gimpy Furious. There's a spell for that. I don't know if he has it, but I think there's a spell for that. What spell? Is it a divine spell though? Don't see anything here yet. He may not have it, but curse, blah blah blah. Blade of the Sun. I forget about this one. Nice little streak of damage. That's a damage spell. So no rage so far. Yeah, I'm not really expecting it to see. I think it's an arcane spell. I don't know if it's divine. It might not be in the spellbook either. Dun, dun. Arm heal stuff. Oh, I didn't take heal. I took these instead. Makes everybody, you know, buffed out and stuff. We need more spells. We need more spell slots for Gimpy. That's our next thing for mythic stuff. Dun, dun. Radiant Ground. What's this supposed to be? Number of rounds equal to your caster level. Each round, every creature in the area is healed for 1/6 per 2 caster levels. Oh, well, that's effective. Equal to your caster level, so that would be 13. A lot of healing there. Hey, Canker, welcome back. Yes, it's Wednesday again. I just felt like playing this. So that's how that works. Sun marked. Targets attacks deal additional holy damage for 4 caster levels, and every creature striking the target for melee deals normal damage, but also takes fire damage +1. We need more level 7 spells. Anyway. So Gimpy should have a new little toy to play around with here. We're actually going back to Pulura's Falls so we can rest up. Hopefully they'll let us rest in here. Although, wait a minute. Actually, I don't think we need to now. Because I think everybody had all the bad stuff removed because of the cleansing fire stuff. Yeah, we all got cleaned up. Especially him. Except for the negative levels. Can we rest in here? You cannot rest here. Then how come we're resting? Cancel that one.
You must thank fate every day for blessing you with the celestial blood in your veins.
Hardly. I stopped doing that when I was told for the 1000th time that I was a disgrace to my blood and my lineage.
Any more submarines? So what you're trying to say is I need more torpedoes or nuclear missiles or cruise missiles or something. Okay, well. Works for me. Buffs. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, this is not where I want to go. We have to go talk to the guard that's back here. We haven't talked to him yet. Plus for extra holy damage? Well, that's why we were an angel. That's what they do. Concerned guard. The guard gives you a nod. It's like you've brought the spirit of victory with you, Commander of Dresden. I hope we don't have to wait much longer. There's been no betrayal. This was all just a misunderstanding. The guard looks relieved. There wasn't? Whew, what a load off my mind. Over the years, we've become a family here. If there truly were a traitor in the temple, well, it would change our lives forever. Thank you for the good news. I have to go. So that's his quest. May Pulura keep you safe. Have you been outside? Okay, so there's mythic quest. So spring one dry, working on that. Saturday is the one, blah blah blah. So we got to talk to Regnard again. We got to talk to other people in here still again, because we found some couple of things out there. Throw nagging viewers at the enemy. Those that want to discuss age generation conflict should be effective. Don't bring that back up in Hurricane. That resolved fairly peacefully yesterday. It was annoying, but it was resolved peacefully. Oh, a door didn't go through yet. Vigdis. Who the hell is Vigdis? And why are you in here all by yourself for the most part? I think this lock's gonna stop me.
It is done.
Stargazer, and it's over here. Crack in the wall. Someone has put a plate of food scraps near a hole in the walls, hoping to tame some small animal. Why? A tiny old woman runs her bony fangs along the tops of several magic scrolls, her lips moving silently. Who are you? You didn't really miss anything, Kecker. The old woman squints short-sightedly. And who are you? The voice is not familiar, and I can't see your face. No, I don't know you. My name is Vigdis. I was once a junior priestess of Pulura, and now I manage the temple's resources and provisions. I put everything where it belongs and keep it safe. If you were once a priestess of Pulura, why aren't you a stargazer like everyone else? She laughs. My stargazing days are over. I only see what's under my nose. Lady Pulura decided my old eyes should have some rest after all these years. Are you a trader? A trader? No. There is no trade in the temple. Who would trade with us? I make sure everyone is fed and their needs are met. Whenever anyone brings anything to the temple, they give it to me. Have you brought me something? Or perhaps it's the opposite and there's something you wish to take. Everyone is free to take what they need. What if I want to take everything? Then you must have great need. Everything here belongs to everybody. Show me what the temple has in its stores. You may take or leave whatever you wish. Everything here is as much yours as it is ours. Wow. And she's not kidding. There's no cost here. Scroll of Holy Aura. I'll take that. Take those. Take those two. Yeah, we even take these. Butter knife, scimitar. So nothing expensive, just some stuff. Can we sell stuff though? She will not give us anything if we sell anything. So I feel like I should give them something, but I won't. So that was Seems I just killed a bunch of undead for them outside. We're not done yet, probably. Okay. Who else do we need to talk to? Where is Reg, whatever his name is?
Keep your calm.
Is he in here? There's Auden. I'm supposed to go find something for his daughter or something? There's Regnard. Just in case he wants to take the sword. I don't hope he doesn't. He shouldn't. We're the ones who got it. As your road of adventures brought you back to me, here's the sword you asked me to bring you. I don't think I should give you the dead man's sword. You know what? I don't really care about the sword or about the history of Sarkoris. It's gone. It was razed to the ground. The dead chieftains are risen up to fight against their own people. The stargazers who once advised them are now holed up in caves like rats and afraid to set foot outside. I want to fight. No one's ever taught me, but I'm a Kelid, and every Kelid is a warrior. The guards refused to let me outside. I had hoped that I could go out with you and fight the enemy, but after watching you in battle, I realized I wouldn't stand a chance. I'm not a real warrior. Looks like I'll be slaving over constellation charts forever. He gives a mirthless chuckle. Thank you for talking me out of fighting. The walking undead would tear me apart in no time. You could ask Kater to let you join the guard. You don't think I've asked? I'm under strict orders not to put myself in danger. Eliandra says I am one of the most gifted stargazers and my talent is needed here. And Kater, he snorts contemptuously. He always says I'm too young. Too young, and that's just it. The curse of this place. We don't get old, we don't get sick, and we don't change. It's always the same conversation and jokes, the same arguments, the same food, and the same schedule. Those who arrived here when they were old are still old, and those who came here when they were young are still young. A guard can't become a stargazer even if he studies hard and shows tremendous talent. Likewise, a stargazer can't become a guard no matter how much he wants to wield a weapon. Everything must remain as it was on the first day of our imprisonment, and that's the way things are. Everything is always the same. Sounds like my life. Right?
Gimpy is raising money for the National MS Society for the 10th year in a row here on Twitch. Walk MS 2023 in San Diego is April 22nd, but Mrs. Gimpy, Mickey, Rocket, and Gimpy will be doing private walks in April and May. They are walking 1 mile for every $1,000 raised. If you would like to help with a donation, please visit stompingoutms.org. Thank you.
Okay, so I will speak with Kater, but I don't think he'll be indifferent to your suffering. He shakes his head. There's no point. Kater is just like the rest of us. He doesn't change. Okay, well, your problem, not mine. In the meantime, Gimpy gets a new sword to play around with. So the Rage of Ice. Again, so damage potential 20 to 44 versus 19 to 29. The difference is this one is a +2 sword and has a chance to blind people. This one is a Sword of Coldness, which hits people for extra cold damage. 2d8 is pretty hefty. So, and we can somehow get a way to get him to rage. He can do a little bit more. We'll see.
I need to concentrate.
You need to get on top of your bear. Okay, what other stuff do we have? So Spring Run Dry. Sorrow in the hearts of the Stargazer and Ogden, it's his daughter, the eyes of the to train on the stars, but Terra cannot find peace. What are the stars telling him? He'll stay. He's still expecting some type of answer. I have a feeling this is... I don't have to go far for that one. Yeah, we'll see. Shadow of Doubt. Alright, let's go talk to Kater. So, Kater, we found his... basically like, kind of like a tombstone to him. Do you know that the Griffin guy is voiced by Mike Pollock, which is the voice for Dr. Eggman in the Sonic games? No, I did not, and I don't know who Dr. Eggman is. I haven't played any Sonic games since the early 90s. Am I a horrible person? Probably. Okay, I want to discuss Regnard the Stranger. He chuckles grimly. Whenever I hear the name Regnard, I expect another tearful plea to let him enlist. And is that why you're here? Why do you want to give him a chance? Because I was young once and lived on dreams, he chuckles grimly, but there's a wistful look in his eyes. And also because a talented stargazer is more useful to us than a fighter. After all, we are here at Pulura's Fall to gain knowledge from the stars. That is the primary goal of our work. Gimpy is voiced by Gimpy Nee. Am I? I didn't know that. Yeah, tell me that Bowser is the main bad guy in Mario is like speaking a foreign language to me, Catker, because I don't play the Mario games. Never have. Again, because they came out. I never got into them. I think I played Super Mario Brothers once, and I went, nope, Sonic is better. And then I never played Sonic again after that either. So, blah, blah, blah. Let's probably go over work. He's suffering. He has a soul of a warrior, and he will waste away if he cannot be. Whatever. So, we have a chance of passing this through. Hey. He hesitates. Though he tries to remain stern, you get the feeling that it's mostly for show. I agree, he says at last, to give the boy a chance. He may join in as a new recruit and begin his training. Eliandra will probably not be happy that I've allowed one of her stargazers to be distracted from stargazing, but she is too soft to object. It is settled then. I won't let Regnard leave the walls until he proves himself ready. The call of one's heart is a serious matter, but such calls often fade after daily drills and a few painful blisters. Someone help me find your grave. Why do you have a grave? Why do you visit that place? Heresy. There's no heresy going on here. Ketker chuckles bitterly. I see there's nothing that doesn't interest you, Knight Commander. That grave, the existence of the Temple Enclave, and the work that we were doing had to remain a secret. And by secret, I mean secret. We couldn't even let our families know that we were safe. But I was sure my Ymrus would go try to find me. The two of us were newlyweds. We had barely said our vows before the wound opened. There's a sad light in Kater's eyes, and his stern face softens. I knew we would be stuck here for a long time, maybe even for life. I wanted to fulfill my duty and protect the temple, but I also wanted my wife to survive, and to do that, she would have to move on. So I built a fake grave for myself in the first place I knew she would look. I know that everything happened the way I planned. She found the grave and saw for herself that I had perished. She thought my comrades had buried me and she mourned my death, but she found the strength to go to Mendev. I do not know what happened to her after that, but I hope she found happiness. It's been a lifetime since then. As for why I still go there, it's where Ymrus and I got married. I have never felt more joy than I did on that day in that place, but it's also the place where I felt the most misery, the place where I carved my name on a tombstone and said goodbye to the past. So I go there to remember, that is all. Aww. Okay, we done with this stuff? Shadow of Doubt. Tariel must hear Kater's story. It may lead to reconciliation of two friends after 70 years. Okay, so we have another person to talk to somewhere. Eliandra. Person we need to talk to. I think she was up here, right? She's up in the library area?
Guide.
The Griffin guy is voiced by Eggman Voice, and I like it. He really put good works into his characters. No, not you. And that was a secret wall, so nobody's going to be in there. Am I walking by a door in here?
Watch out for trouble.
You're next. She nods at you, but does not look up from his parchments. Just a moment, one moment. I discovered Kater's secret. He followed the rules just like everyone else and severed all ties with his family. He did everything he could to make Ymrus think he was dead. He even went so far as to dig his own grave by the stone tree. He stares at you in stunned silence. Finally, he manages to speak. Kater, always with such wild ideas. Even when he was young, he could never do anything by halves. He sighs. I probably judge others by what is in my own heart. If I could send a message to my family, if I could see them again, I wouldn't give a damn about the temple's rules. I begged Kater to let me go outside with him, so I could see my wife and children, at least secretly. I begged him. I was so angry. I reminded him that hadn't introduced him. I reminded him that if I hadn't introduced him to Ymrus at the Midsummer Fest, he wouldn't even be married. I was selfish. The pain of thinking I would never see my family again nearly drove me out of my mind, and all the while I was tormenting my best friend, trying to make him feel guilty for depriving me of happiness. When I found out that he had been going to the stone tree, I immediately imagined him going to see Ymrus the way I dreamed of seeing my own wife. I've hated him for 70 years. The whole time I pretended he didn't exist. I lost my family and then I lost my friend. I've doomed myself to bitter loneliness. Kater, I must go to him immediately and ask for his forgiveness. Thank you, Commander. You have given my friend back to me. Hey, Pulura, we keep you safe.
Hey, Gimpy,
now, where did I put my
have
quill?
you hydrated lately?
I have.
If not, you really should.
This is another planet. Despite him being old enough to be BFFs with Caesar, Alexander the Great, and the likes. What? What was that for? Why do you think I live on a different planet? Because I don't play the same games that you play? Because when I was in my 20s, those games were for kids, you know. It wasn't exactly, you know, the type of games I was playing. I was playing more violent stuff. Okay, so spring one dry. So on the heart of the stargaze of Aden. Great artist, one of the stargazers in the shrine. I'm gonna talk to him again? Bet I do. It's like, hey, this is cool, let's share it with Gimpy, and he's always like, never heard of it in your life. It's not what I said, though. Except I played Sonic, I just don't remember what the name of the friggin' villain was. Because again, I haven't played that game in 30 years. Over 30 years. Spoke with Kater. He is ready to take you on as a new recruit. Really? But how did you convince him? Wait, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Ragnar can barely contain his excitement. Alright, I have to focus. I can't let you and Kater down. I will start training immediately. Thank you. You've given me a second chance at life, and I will never forget it. Ta-da. So, another crazy. Hey, Taco, welcome back. Oh, we know his name now, because Katka's been talking about it. Or people in chat have been talking about it. Welcome back, Taco. What's good? Some good painkillers would be nice. Okay, so last thing we have to do here is go find trail at the Shrine of Gorham near Wintersun Village. Oh, we have to go all the way down there? So we have to go all the way to Wintersun? The angel has to take us over there. And take me back to Dresden. Mission here, what are we waiting for? Came here to seek counsel. Pulura Stargazers can help us find the missing angel, Targona. While Alexander makes reparation for Shrine Ritual, she asks you to find out more about the worries and doubts of those who live here, and to provide assistance to anyone who needs your help. Can you take me back to Dresden? As you wish, but remember, we must return to Eleandra. So that, yes, we know that. It looks like we can go back. We have to go adventuring towards the Sarkoris village down in south of Dresden. Little Dr. Robotnik. Look, we're back. Okay, so we have to go outside and do some adventuring and that kind of fun stuff, and oh, we can go sell our stuff down here at least. Exotic weapons. Do I care about exotic weapons? Not really. So that stuff. So I don't want to sell the daggers. We don't need the pick. Don't need the maces. Don't need the glaives. Don't need that. Hold on to those for fun. Armor-wise. So full plate 3, breastplate 1. Shields. We don't need the shields. $40,000. Sling staff, mighty blow of good, faux shard. So nothing really spectacular here, it looks like. Okay, good there. Hey, Despair, welcome back. Yes, Wednesday has been extended by a day. Dissector Bardiche. +3. Deals an additional 1d6 slashing damage on a hit against bleeding or helpless enemies. I don't think you really need to. Exotic weapons, we talk to you. Well, sir, we know you don't have anything for us now. Peasant Commoner. Wasn't there another vendor up here? A couple of them? Right in front of me. Just out of sight. There they are. So, Arcane Weaver. Shirt of Blazing Fighter. All saving throws against fear. They don't have a monk. Pelt Cap. Living Flame. Cloak channels energy to harm undead, and for the next 2 rounds it becomes surrounded with a fire shield that deals fire damage to the attackers for each successful melee attack against the wearer. Source of Dividing Power. Use the divine powers to summon a creature. They can choose give these creatures attacks either holy or unholy special quality. We don't really summon. Gloves of Dueling. Against the Sourfax. Let's see. Wielding a weapon. Sorry. If the wearer has the weapon training ability and is wielding a weapon, it gives a bonus. That's bonus. Gives a bonus to that bonus by +2. Gimpy doesn't have weapon training, I don't think. Celestial Protection. Nah. No religion stuff though. Gloves of the Ambassador. So weapon training. I don't think Gimpy has that, does he? He's got specialization, but not training. Okay, so not the same thing. Fine, we'll just pick up the free stuff laying around on the ground. Jewelry trader. Anything good? Amulet. Mighty Fist 3. Huh, that would be good for Griffin Boy. Amulet of Clarity. Enlivening Leadership. Persuasion, +1 all skill checks. Goggles of Pure Sight. Goggles allow the wearer to take 20 on their next Dispel magic attempt at once per day. They also grant +1 bonus to caster level checks made to overcome spell resistance. That's nice. Increases the damage this ability does to undead creature. Heals living by 2d6. Sela's already got one of those. Agile Fist. This is
Hello everyone.
Dexterity modifier instead of strength.
My name is Veronica and welcome to Gimpy's Twitch channel. If you are enjoying what you are watching, please click the follow button in the lower right corner of the video screen. That way you will be notified by Twitch when Gimpy goes live. You can also find Gimpy on YouTube where he posts previous episodes and highlights of the stream. Just scroll down under the video screen and click the YouTube button in the About section. Then click the subscribe button to follow. That's it. Thanks.
Yep, thank you, and happy Wednesday or Monday. Hey, Crush, welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Day 2. Blah, blah, the wearer's weapons on armor attack after that do field damage to swarms regardless of new unity. Give this instead. Well, it's... You got the 2. We'll give that to you. Phone's been very busy this morning. I blame Mrs. Gimpy. Where's his cloak? Here's what, actually, no, we can actually give that to you. What's Bob have? Bob. Where's Bob? There's Bob. Bob has that. Natural armor 3. We'll make it so you hit more often and do a little bit more damage. See, that's natural armor 3. This one's 3 too. So Gimpy has one of those. He has that one. I'll give it to her for now. Unless we can find something better. And did I give him? I'll try. Bob. Mighty Fist 2, not 1. There we go. Go Bob. I don't know why Bob's glowing white, but... Okay. What are we doing here? Oh, that's right. We're going down to the Sakorian city to the south of Dresden. And let us do some business while we're here, too. Why are we moving so slow? Okay, so, you know, we do have business here. Oh, we got an army coming in too from down there, it looks like. You guys can move. So go beat up on the demons out here. Pursue them. Ow, stop that. Dretch, they need to die. It's not dead yet. Smiting of the evil. Stinky cloud from the Dretch. It's okay. Do a heal though, I think, just to be safe. Wrong ones to heal, but it's okay. He's casting out on the wrong group, so that's fine. Free move. Angry dwarves, angry clerics, can't do anything. There we go. So anyway, infirmary, it's not full, so we're good. So what's the Hell Knights? It's okay, they're fine. The gang of demons hunting runaway slaves was not reckoning on facing the commander's conquering forces. Among the bloody corpses, the Crusaders discovered a dark god-forsaken altar fashioned from the teeth of demons, captured victims, and the webs of the monstrous mechanical spider retrievers. Soldiers clamored to burn it, but the more tactically minded officers decided not to rush into anything and passed it on to the commander for examination. Altar of the First Retrievers. Aren't we lucky? These guys. It's this one that's coming towards Dresden. You're 3. You're 4. Bet if we switch these guys around. Let's see. So I can't do that. We have to split these guys off to their own. To their own little group so we can get them into the other army. Switch them over here. Them over here, but these guys over there. We're doing this so we can pick up the champions, put them there. Okay, so 12 rangers with 82 hit points versus marksmen with 22 each, but their damage is better. We need more archers, basically what this means. Should be okay. So more importantly, these guys are now stronger. Can deal with the enemy army that's coming up. Let's see what this is. A decree. Records of Pulura Stargate. Oh, so disconnected data of the world when collected by the Stargates of Pulura will not be of any help if it is not studied in detail and properly organized. So, worry about that later. Glory to the heroes. This is just more morale we don't need, so we're set. Let's see. Shield bearers plus 18, archers plus 22. Are we building? arsenal, main barracks, main archery range. And this is supposed to main stable still being built. Okay, so we're good. Couldn't remember if we had actually started that or not. Okay, so next. Okay, you guys have 38 points to spend still, so we will go beat up on them up here. Pursue them. Didn't even look to see what they were. Shears, Incubi, and Shears. I bet you guys like fire. See, they love fire. And arrows. Begging for mercy, one of the imprisoned demons points out at an inconspicuous crack in the rock that their unit had been ordered to guard until the arrival of a pack of slaves. Examining the crack...
Gimpy is raising money for the National MS Society for the 10th year in a row here on Twitch. Walk MS 2023 in San Diego is April 22nd, but Mrs. Gimpy, Mickey, Rocket, and Gimpy will be doing private walks in April and May. They are walking 1 mile for every $1,000 raised. If you would like to help with a donation, please visit stompingoutms.org. Thank you.
Yep, thank you, and happy Monday. Okay, begging for mercy, one of the imprisoned demons points at an inconspicuous crack in the rock that their unit had been ordered to guard until the arrival of a pack of slaves. Examining the crack, the Crusaders return to the commander and proudly display a handful of shining dust to him. The crevice is home to an adamantine lode. This rare and precious metal will come in useful to the Bendevian army. Daily income increased, material points 5. That way. Pursue that. Oh, undead. So, plague horses, flies, zombies, ghouls. Could wait for them to get clumped up, but... we don't want to fight them now. Kill the ghouls first. Wow, they exploded nicely. Oh, and the zombies with 10 million hit points. Smite them. Of course, they don't do squat for damage, but still takes a little while to kill them. Ow. No problem. During the First Crusade, the Radiant Sarenrae performed a miracle here, granting the Crusaders victory in a battle that was otherwise lost. Years later, during the Second Crusade, the Knights of Mendev clashed with the army of the Abyss here once again. They fought into the bitter end, but the miracle was not repeated. The carnage was atrocious, and those who fell found no repose, rising again as undead. Now they have found peace in the flames of bonfires. The Crusaders cleansed the blood and dirt from the statue of the sun goddess, lifting with trembling hands the sacred golden symbol from her chest, a relic long believed to have been lost. But thoughtless daybreak. I'm not reading that. Okay, so level 7 army. Cultists, fire elementals, earth elementals. Eye for an eye bow. I forget what that one is. Think we can take him? Let's find out. So Fireball, not useful against fire elementals, but it'll work against cultists. And earth elementals. Burn. No morale stuff? Ooh. Wow, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Go run around here and get a little bit of movement bonus for the horses. There we go, no more cultists. Well, that was very bad. That was very bad on that move. And what the hell did I do that for? I lose my archers. Shit. These are students about to attack, blah blah blah. Okay. Gimpy screwed that up. So. No sunburn, don't worry about it. Well, I worried about it because I healed the wrong thing. I healed the friggin' fire elementals instead of my archers. Little sunburn. Always worried about sunburn. Leads to cancer. Okay, so try this again. Kill these guys first, before they start killing everything else. And the cleric's on fire. Okay, so they're out of the fight. We shall smite the evil cultists. Gotta kill as many of them as possible before they do this. Heal. Shit, who took damage? Hell Knights. Who died the most? It's not telling me. No, one died to the Hell Knights. Ah, dead clerics. So heal the clerics. Not that they can't heal themselves. There we go. Go again. Dink, crunch, dead. Okay, much better that time. Things seem to go so much better when you don't click on the wrong things. Unintentionally. Unexpectedly, the enemy's leader's tent turns out to be a ship-shaped and tidy behind glass, and Arcanan or whatever magical college diploma hangs on a post. In the chest, there's a ceremonial graduation robe and several magical inventions and patents, brainchildren of the late cultist leader. One can only speculate on the tragedies that made him lead such a wretched existence. Look, eye for an eye, composite short bow. As a hit on the enemy suffers an additional 1d12 piercing damage. We used that a long time with what's her face, Wenduag in the last playthrough. Okay, you guys. That's a dead end. And they're done moving. Okay, you guys are there. Not you guys. You. Okay. Wow, it's a level 1 army. They're gonna get annihilated. Because they got nobody in there. No recruits. Oh, champions. Okay. So, making that army a little bit stronger. So now it's a level 5. Or it has been a level 5, I think. So we're good. Okay, Gimpy and friends. Your turn to go adventuring down towards Winter Sun. That's a quick day. Our elementals also want love and heals.
Hey Gimpy.
They do.
Have you hydrated lately?
Yes.
If not, you really should.
Researchers were divided on what exactly happened to the Sword of Valor. However, they did point out that the banner had belonged to Iomade back in her mortal life and that it had gained miraculous properties, as if anticipating the ascension of its owner to divinity. Could its current change be an indication of the commander's great future? Of course it is. Don't ask silly questions. Fate of the Faultless Daybreak. Fate of the Altar of the First Retriever. Record of the Stargazer, Glory of the Heroes, Lost Scouts. Let's do the record thing first. Because we've never done that before. Okay, keep being friends. Continue on. Someone's on the road. Hey, didn't even let me click the button. Looks like we're already buffed. Okay. Look, it's a trap. Why would it be a trap? So this is not a random encounter. This is just not so random.
I am finished.
I found something.
It is done.
Look at all the traps they're trying to get us with. That's.
I am finished. I am finished.
Watch out for trouble.
I don't remember this before. Doesn't mean I haven't seen it, I just don't remember it. Oh, never mind, we're good. Okay, get on your bear, damn it. Hail Baphomet. Here are prayers. He doesn't answer your prayers. Accept this sacrifice, Baphomet. Curse you all. Praise to be Iomade. Be to Iomade. It's him, the one who killed our brothers and sisters. I have a name. Death to the killer. Die. Oh, look, it's Woljif. Woljif rises from the stone throne and halts the sacrifice with a raised hand. Cultist holding the knife over the victim on the altar stops. Woljif is wreathed in flame and the demonic shadow rises up behind him. Easy now, we're all friends here. This was just a little misunderstanding. You thought you'd come across Crusaders, but they're big fans of our Lord Baphomet too. He half turns to you, his right eye twitching, which you interpret as an attempt to wink discreetly. Ain't that right? Like Gandalf in the Mines of Moria. I don't remember this part. Nope, I don't. What are you talking about? Yeah, a misunderstanding. Hail Baphomet. Woljif's face lights up. Right, exactly. Pilgrims of the Whirlwind. Meet the finest member of our big family. Hey there, Chief. Long time no see. Why don't we hold off on the sacrifice for now? We need to drink to this happy meeting, am I right? Yeah, let's do that. Tie that one onto the altar up again. We'll get round to soldering it later. Cultist exchange looks and whispers. The chief cultist lowers his knife. If the Crescent of the Abyss says so, then welcome. Make yourselves at home in the temporary camp of the Pilgrims of the Whirlwind. And why did you attack our brothers? I took them from common brigands. I wanted to sacrifice those Crusaders myself. Well, Woljif, why did we attack our brothers? Because the chief sometimes has these fits of insanity and battle rage. It's a blessing from Lord Baphomet. The chief goes crazy. He goes crazy and gets twice as strong as normal. But if the blessing kicks in at the wrong moment, well, that's just bad luck for you. I've had to get away from this crazed chief a few times, so I know what I'm talking about. The cultist casts a wary glance at your weapon, but passes no remarks. It is good that the Crescent of the Abyss, our beacon in the darkness, and our oracle has resolved this misunderstanding. Relax, friends, and after, if you wish, you may join our pilgrimage. I should have killed him. Woljif is waiting for you next to the altar, wearily wiping the sweat from his brow. Whew, I thought I was done for. I could feel it in my tail that they were going to kill me. If you ain't a sight for sore eyes, Chief. When I heard that the gargoyles hadn't got you and that you were running the show at Dresden now, I can't tell you how happy that made me. But that night it all happened, I tell you. I was so scared. I couldn't see straight. I wandered around, wondering if my chief and the rest of the gang were lying in an open field with their eyes pecked out. He sighs. Even my conscience prickled a little, thinking about how I ran. But when you look at it from my side, what else was I supposed to do? The actual paladins were getting cut down left, right, and center. And then these pilgrims of the Whirlwind tell me that Dresden has been reclaimed, that there's a new commander called Gimpy the Crusader. Well, I said to myself, there can't be two demon-slaying dynamos with that name. It must be you. So I cut my way through the circles around Dresden, and I waited for you to come out. At one point, I got so desperate, I almost went right up to the city walls, but I thought better of it. Although an arrow in the skull would be a sight better than running in fear of Vodiel. He sucks in a breath and keeps talking in a rush, like he's afraid you'll turn around and walk out. Do you know Vodiel? I don't either, but I remember the name because of what my brother Melrune yelled in the basement that time. I'm going to tell Hepsamira and Vodiel, or something like that. Anyway, my shadow told me that Vodiel is that demon, and I should be scared of him, because he's after the Moon of the Abyss. But the shadow's a whole other story. But if you want to know why I haven't come to Dresden, I need your help. It's a matter of life and death, Chief. Now I can sense what's going on here. Remind me why I shouldn't kill all these cultists here and now. Because, he looks around and lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper, they will still be useful to us if you decide to help me. And thanks for not trying to kill him as soon as you got here, by the way. Their leader is a nervous sort. He would have definitely stabbed the lad on the altar if you'd caused a fuss. They think if they perform all the sacrifices, Baphomet's going to appear and hand out powerful spells like candy. So what do you want from me? In a nutshell, Chief, I've got a bit of a situation here. One wrong move and I'm a goner. A demon Vodiel is in the vicinity somewhere. A good man has suffered. The cultists are my animals. I just want to get out of this and make Vodiel back off, but without you, I've no chance. Help me. I won't forget it as long as I live. Who is Vodiel? All I know is he's the demon that sent my brother Melrune to get the Moon of the Abyss. Now that I have the moon, Vodiel's after me. I'm already tired of running from him. He's going to catch me soon. I can feel it. What part of the cult is playing in your plan? He glances around, making sure you aren't overheard. Do you know why they call themselves the Pilgrims of the Whirlwind? Because they're itching to meet big-name demons like Baphomet. It's like they're on a pilgrimage, so that got me thinking. Since they listen to me, we can lead them to Vodiel and mess with their heads a bit. Say that Baphomet's been calling him nasty names, and let the cultists fight Vodiel for us. It'll be a riot, cultists helping take out a demon. Well, what do you think? What good man are you talking about? Me, of course. He folds his arms. I'm a prisoner here, you know. And I suppose there's also the other fellow, Duval. The one that's tied up. I kind of owe him one. I made a dumb mistake, and now he's paying for it. Now, don't get me wrong, I couldn't care less about the guy. He got himself into this mess, except if it wasn't for me, they maybe wouldn't have caught him in the first place. They keep asking me, will we have a long wait for the favorite of Baphomet, blah blah stuff, so much reading, why did they voice all this stuff, next thing. I'd run out of ideas just before you showed up, Chief. Was already considering just letting him do it. He was a Crusader after all, you know. Demons would probably get him in the end either way. It's not my fault that's how they do things. It was either him or me. He sighs and turns away. His tail is twitching from side to side in agitation. There's one way to get both of us out, but I can't manage it on my own. I need your help. All right, I'll help you deal with the Vodil. I always knew you were a special sort, Chief. Let's go back. Go break his horns off. We need to go to a patch of scrubland by a bend in the river. It's not far. I'll show you. Nothing interesting about the place at all, but that's where I was when my shadow came out and started pushing me back the other way. It said that Vodil would find me easily there, that he'd swoop in and tear me limb from limb as soon as I popped up. I wasn't long turning away from that place, I tell you. There's just one other thing. We need to round up my lackeys and send them off on an errand. While they're gone, we can free the prisoner. No point leaving him here to get bored stiff, right? The reading. Listen up, brothers, sisters, the shadow has spoken. It says that the demon will come to a secret place, a wasteland where there are almost no trees left, next to a bend in the river. We once passed by there, but we took a wrong turn and didn't find it. Dun, dun, dun. Glorious day. Before we set off, I say we make the sacrifice. No, don't do that. I say let's hold off on the sacrifice, and time's a wasting and demons are busy, you know. Leave your things and go. I must meditate before such an event, and when I'm all meditated out, I'll come and summon the demon to you. Commander, a moment of your time. Math is worth two big books of reading. I hope Rotator is a bit less. So do I, but I don't think it will be. The young Crusader cautiously gets to his feet, unable to believe that he is finally free. At last the day has come when those odious faces will no longer be looming over me. The cultists hid my weapons and armor somewhere. I'll find them and then take my leave of this place forever. They're over there with the rest of the stolen stuff. I made sure they didn't go wonkies in the night. I hoped you'd make it out of this somehow. Thanks to your efforts, Woljif. Go. Time is of the essence. If there is a demon hunting you, better to lure him into a trap and strike first. 2 big books. Yes, 2 big books. Who are you? Duval, Guinevere, Brotherly Service, Nobleman Crusader, and only survivor member of my unit. What do you plan to do now? Find my armor and weapons, blah blah blah. I shall build a temple in Iomede's honor in my hometown for, not dying. You're rich enough to build a temple if you fancy it. You were complaining that your parents don't give you enough money. I think we have slightly different conceptions of what counts as enough money. In any case, money is no longer a concern of mine. My life and my legacy belong to the goddess who sent you and the commander to my aid. How'd you end up here? Solely through foolishness, blah blah stuff, not really important. Alright, Arrow, good luck. May Obede keep you. We don't want him in our group. Not yet. Large stone candles, stuff. Look at all the free stuff we're gonna get. All the crappy stuff. Nothing important, right? Okay, nothing there. We still have to head back to Pulura too at some point soon. Actually, no, this is just a slight distraction. We're actually on the way down to, where's it? Sunfall or whatever its name. This was just a not so random encounter. Okay, Winter Sun, sorry, Winter Sun. I don't know where we got Sunfall from. Oh, look. Has it really been that long? A heavily audience. So an angel is waiting for an audience in Dresden. Wisdom with the leader of the Crusaders. Okay. Trying to tell me I need to come back soon. Primitive altar. An ugly structure. Beneath it is the rest of some deity. No more likely demon. Oh. I was right, we still have to clean these guys out. I had a shrine of, at the Shrine of Gorm near Winter Sun Village, so we do actually have to go in here. Ah, Winter Sun. We're not doing, well, we might end up doing Winter Sun today, we'll see. We're not doing it right now, we just need to get to the temple and take care of that. Then we'll get back to Pulura's Fall, get that done with. Perception check failed. Bad roll. Bad roll.
I finished here. Is there more?
Although the blight has consumed certain plants, some magic is protecting the area and preventing the decay from spreading. What decay? Camp is abandoned, but there are no signs of struggle anywhere. The tracks indicate that the Crusaders left willingly. How are we doing on buffs? Oh, we're doing pretty good actually still. There were no ones rolled in that particular case. For a change.
There are many roads to success.
Oh yeah, the kitties. How tough are the kitties? Level 17. What level are we? 10? Oh, this is gonna suck. Okay, Rue. What do you think?
I will resist.
Oh, she's hitting at least. Ah, need the 5, roll the 2. Veronica. Ugh, turn that on. Gonna get your burn up. Okay, Sela.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Okay, Gimpy. With his new first battle test of his new greatsword.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
Got a hit though. That was not impressive. Espresso did all the damage there, Gimpy. Of course, there's 3 of them. Bob. Good trip on from Bob. Okay, Darren. Let's see. See if this helps us. And of course they made their saving throws. Because, you know, animals, very willful. DC 18, so they only had to roll a 6 or better. Ugh. Okay, Ulrich, talk to him. Rage a little bit though. It's not really rage, it's your aspect thing. Bismuth, you know you want to die? Okay, Rue. These all be in range of being sneak attacked, so that one.
Prepare yourself.
We won't falter!
112 didn't kill it. Dodge better, Sela. Dodge better.
The light, take you!
So it comes to this!
Hey bag of water, stretch your legs. You have been sitting in one spot for far too long.
Ow. Get him, Bob. Ah, shit. What did I... Misclicked. You're fine. Let's get him around.
Guide my hand.
So, kitties. Oh, they weren't so bad. They weren't so bad.
Oh, the waiting's never fun.
He's fine. Okay, so here we need to find the Temple of Gorham, wherever that is. Horse clearly belonged to the missing Crusaders. Chewed up by the tigers. Or, sorry, Smilodons. Technically tigers. Last one. I was hiding a shrine of Gorham near Wintersun Village. Where was the shrine?
I will guide.
As comments varies, so that young years can heed old wisdom, we hide it. Scattered among many caches. Youth enjoy guessing and seeking. No, we do not, actually. Looks like the bear was killed using magic, and ice magic at that. Who uses ice magic these days?
Focus on the goal.
So, tree thing. Blighted Treant. So, level 13. Energy resistance, electricity, and cold. So, Gimpy's sword, not too useful against it, but, well, no extra damage at least, really.
You call? Make your peace.
Let's have some fun.
Good shot. Get him, Bob. Can you trip a tree? You sure can. Good job, Bob. Closer, and
Strike with all your might!
I'm gonna get this off because it's half turn. Let's see, let go.
You You've made your choice.
Out of my sight.
Okay, Rune, get closer and shoot.
I will resist.
All the good rolls. And you get tripped again. A little bit closer. Blast him good, maybe.
We can do it.
There we go.
Replenish my powers.
No loot. And common so the young years may heed old wisdom. We hide it. No, we read that one. So Shrine of Gorm. This isn't the shrine, is it?
It is done.
Someone brings flowers to the statue regularly. Some bouquets are dry, others are a little wilted, and one is fresh.
See? I'm
Then
indispensable.
Hallett of the old Sakura says, "May you be forever joyful, Lady of the Sun."
Watch out for trouble.
Mutilated body undoubtedly belongs to one of the missing Crusaders. His killers don't even bother to strip him of his gear. Blood of the charred. The blood and charring almost conceal the heraldic symbols of the Crusade on the dead man's armor, but they can still be made out.
Keep your calm.
Shrine of Gorm. That's the one in the cave, isn't it? Hi, demons. How's it going?
Time to practice my combat abilities.
Her burns at level 6, so we'll just switch over to Element of Overflow, turn these off.
Forwards.
Reduced. Let's just reduce stuff. Kill them. Ooh. Okay, Sila.
Into the fray!
Okay, we're gonna get a little closer.
Prepare yourself.
Nice rolls. He's almost dead at least. He needs to learn how to dodge better. I'm not going to worry about the fire here against them because they just resist most of it.
Tag engaged.
No. Nope. No. Tag off.
Tag disengaged.
Press the button there. Okay, Bob. Bismuth. Good job, Bismuth. Bismuth got a crit? And she doesn't have outflank. Can Gimpy get in there?
No fear! Ha!
We won't falter.
I probably should be using Rack against these guys. They seem to resist too much. 10.
The Inheritor, guide my blade! blade!
Desna, guide my hand.
Well, that didn't go well for him, did it? Not sure what was going on there. Okay, Bob, come after him. Good job, Bob, with the trip. Bismuth, trip him. Or not. Yes. Try to stand up with everybody standing around looking at you.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
Gimpy needs to work on swinging better.
Strike with all your might.
Ta-da! Dead demons. Dead done demons.
There are many roads.
Gimpy is raising money for the National MS Society for the 10th year in a row here on Twitch. Walk MS 2023 in San Diego is April 22nd, but Mrs. Gimpy, Mickey, Rocket, and Gimpy will be doing private walks in April and May. They are walking 1 mile for every $1,000 raised.
I am finished.
If you would like to help with a donation, please visit stompingoutms.org. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. This is one of Gimpy's favorite orc double axes from the last playthrough when he was an orc doing the double axe stuff. This one was pretty good. Does a little bit of extra damage. Lots of kills.
Trivial.
When gazing at the stars, do not forget to look at what is right in front of you. I mean, the stuff that's chewing on your face, because that's what you're going to run into probably. Okay, so this is if you pick this thing up, you have to deal with friggin' ghosts haunting you for a bunch of different spots throughout the zone. Summon creature summon whether I guess I want extra tap around, however the wearer is under the slow spell effect. Yeah, we don't want this yet. Maybe we'll come back here eventually, but we don't want that right now. Because we don't want to be hassled, basically. Hassled more than we already are. Ah, sleeping kitties.
Make your peace.
Only one attack? Can he throw a fireball? And of course they just do their reflex saves and say, what fireball?
So it comes to this.
Gimpy actually hit 36 damage, not too bad there. Bob can't charge.
We can do it!
A little bit closer for next turn. Seela, you can't charge because it's too far. No straight lines. Again, his buttons aren't staying here. How come? Why do they keep leaving? A little closer.
I will resist.
That's a 5, there's a 4. Angry kitties, beating up on poor Bob. No trip.
I will see to your demise.
You hit it once.
You've made your choice.
Good job, Gimpy and Espresso. Tear that thing up. Good trip for Bob.
Forwards!
Miss.
The light take you!
Ta-da. So, oh, that's right. It looks like she got the crit, right? Yeah, she got the crit and everybody else joined in to kill it off. That works.
Focus on the goal.
Missed me already.
Okay, on we go.
Watch out for trouble.
Just look at this. Obok shakes his head sorrowfully. You know, there was a time when Sarkoris was teeming with griffins, and now... Do you know what kind of creature built this nest? A griffin. I was overjoyed to find it till I realized it's been abandoned for 100 years or more. All that's left of the eggs are bits of shell. I worshipped the sacred animals in those Sarkoris, weren't they? Well, how should I explain this? We don't go about faith the way townsfolk do with their temples, you know. This here is sacred. Don't touch it, and that there is profane. Do whatever you like with it. The fence between the two. We don't have any animals that aren't sacred. You might think a hare was just a snack with a pair of ears, but gods forbid you offend those who pray to the great hare. And then you have the griffin, a noble, beautiful beast akin to Ervar. But if a griffin took to stealing horses from a village, you can be sure the locals would make short work of it without a prayer passing with their lips. I'm sorry. Thank you, he tugs at his beard. Those demons weren't content with slaughtering the people. They killed the animals too, and the plants, and poisoned the earth itself. Why did they do that to us? Why? Because they're demons, that's why. Wait, they may be animals, but it still isn't right to just leave it all like this. Let me at least say a prayer for them. He puts his hands together in a ritual gesture and mutters a prayer.
Keep your calm.
That's that. It's a cave. This is the Temple of Gorum, if I remember right. That's the name of it. And Morveg. He's a young Crusader from the Everbright Crusaders, Commander. My name is Morveg. You might remember me. Or my mentor, CR. Thank the gods you're here. I need help. An old Temple of Gorum is here in this cave. I've come here for a weapon, a powerful weapon. It's a sword, and it's stored down there. Master CR would never agree to use it, so that's why I came here without him. Believe me, this relic will be very useful for fighting demons, but I can't get it alone. I need your help. Are you all right? You notice the young man's pale and sweating face, but his voice is firm. I'm all right, Commander. Don't worry about me. What kind of weapon are you looking for? It's called the Fang of Malice. It's a sword devoted to Gorum. A long time ago, in the times of Sarkoris, his shrine used to stand here. The Fang is the perfect weapon. With it, the Crusaders will be invincible. Why do you need my help? There's a demon up ahead, a huge and horrible creature who I could never defeat by myself. The beast gobbled up my guide in one go. Help me kill the monster. Your faith makes the demon draw back in fear. You have nothing to fear here. And then your mythic power. Everything points to you being the hero everyone has been waiting for. His voice breaks. How did you come to know of this place? He proudly juts out his chin. I am a Kelid. This place used to belong to my family. Or rather, my family took care of the shrine of Gorum. We were a clan of warriors. When we had to flee, we passed the memory of the shrine down through generations. Mothers would whisper to their babies the magic words to bring the lost relic back, so that those children wouldn't forget those words even on their deathbed. Of course, I didn't know where exactly to look for the temple. I hired a guide. The demon finished him off in a split second, and I had to retreat in disgrace. If CR were here, he'd tell you to go back to Dresden. Will you come back with me? He looks at you stubbornly. Master CR doesn't understand me. No, I must fulfill my duty. Help me, and then I will return to Dresden. A dark shadow passes over the young man's face. I'll kill the demon. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. I'm not strong enough for this fight. May Gorm bless you with his power. He holds his talisman tightly, a straw wolf figure. He closes his eyes and begins to chant words. Hey, let's welcome back. Kill a demon so some worthless muck can get a fancy new sword? No, that's not how it should work. Trust me, it won't work that way. Because if I remember right, it's a great sword, and Gimpy loves the great swords. The dwarven Gimpy does. Plus, we're here for something else entirely. That's the funny part. We're here looking for...
Trivial.
If you read all the admonitions, seek the reward in the heart
Hey,
of the stone.
bag of water. It is time to take a break.
Oh, damn.
Go
Okay.
stretch your legs.
Well,
Your next break is in 2
this is
hours.
a good place to take a little break. I need to get more water because I'm just about out. So, anyway, I am going to get up, stretch my legs, get some water, that kind of thing. If you've been watching the stream for any length of time, I suggest you do the same. I'll be back shortly. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the dog video.